Hi, I'm Nicole Scott with BNetTV.com. I'm down here at CTIA Wireless in Las Vegas. I'm at the Fujitsu booth with Jim Orr. How are you doing today?
Doing great, Nicole. Thank you very much.
So tell me a little bit about Fujitsu.
Okay, well, Fujitsu is a large-scale global technology company. We participate in everything from telecom infrastructure, wireless infrastructure, IT services, servers, full-blown network services, all those kinds of things. So we're a $45 billion company. We do a massive amount of work with the existing telecom carriers in the U.S. today. And what you're seeing now here at the show is we're doing a good-sized launch of what we're going to be doing for wireless in the U.S. over the coming years.
Fantastic. Does that happen have to do anything with this large moving screen behind me?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have here now is we're demonstrating LTE, long-term evolution. It's the next generation of wireless services past what we do now on the 3G side. So what it really does is it enables the end user and the consumer to have a truly personal wireless experience. You'll be able to do the same kinds of things that you do at your house, cabled over wireless. So the technology itself does a great improvement on the overall experience so that we can take it from the 3 million business users for high-speed wireless now to the 300 million general consumers.
Wow, so how exactly does this technology work?
So it changes a little bit in terms of, without going too far into the technology, it improves performance in terms of what kind of usage you get out of the spectrum. Everybody's heard about the large-scale cost that all of the spectrum went for in the last couple of weeks. Big news, about $20 billion for spectrum. Well, the carriers really want to be able to get the most out of that. Current technology today doesn't do a very good job for utilizing that spectrum. So what we have now is this is going to improve that by a factor of 5, maybe 6, so that they can make a better use of that investment. At the same time, it really makes it so that just a general person can get that kind of experience that they need. If you tried to do gaming today on your cell phone, for example, the delay is so high you can't get a good experience. Well, LTE fixes that. It actually reduces the latency so I can do any other services I do now over wireless.
Fantastic. So you touched on the spectrum sale that just happened. Now, I was wondering if I could get you to perhaps explain to our audience exactly what that actually means for them.
Okay. So what the spectrum is I mean, you hear the numbers of spectrum. So the one that we just had was 700 megahertz. So the lower the number, the better it works, right? Because it goes further without dying. So when you hear larger numbers, it doesn't go as far. It doesn't propagate as well. And what that means is it's more expensive to deploy. So for a carrier, in order to be cost-effectively deploy things, you get further and further and further down the spectrum, shorter wavelengths goes further. So what it does for the consumer, to translate that, is that it accelerates the deployment of the high-speed wireless services.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
Good. So, but LTE isn't the only thing we have here. We also have mobile WiMAX, so we brought that along with us this time as well. Both technologies do a good job of fixing the problems that we've talked about before. Mobile WiMAX is a little bit ahead. They've probably got an 18, 24-month lead on technology development, and we'd certainly like to show you what we have over here.
Excellent. So that's it. I'll walk around and have a look.
Very good. Thank you.
All right, Jim, so WiMAX, one of those things that we're all starting to hear about. So could you give me a bit of a definition of what exactly WiMAX is?
So WiMAX is the next generation of Wi-Fi, really. Honestly, it came from that side. So when you hear about mobile standards that come from two places, they come from either the IEEE, which is the engineering side of the house, where Wi-Fi came from, and then the 3GPP, which is the wireless side of the house, the GSMA. So LTE, what we talked about, really comes from the wireless carrier side. WiMAX comes from the engineering side. And what it is several years ago, back in the early 2000s, we knew that there were some limitations to Wi-Fi, and we'd made the extensions that we needed to do to make it so that not only can an end user use it in their house, but you can use it in the public arena, so that it's well controlled in terms of how you use it. You're not having to fight for capacity. It's far more reliable. I don't know if you've tried to use your Wi-Fi service inside this building today. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because every device that's here is just radiating without control. And WiMAX fixes all that. It's really a public service version of that. In the process of the development, it was decided, all of us kind of got together and decided it needed to be mobile. So it is very close in terms of service level to what LTE is going to be. It's just there now. And it provides that reliable level of service so that a carrier can attach their brand name to it without being put at risk in terms of poor service quality. Excuse me. So mobile WiMAX, what it does is it enables you to do the same thing. You can get devices that allows you to take the internet service that you're used to and the quality level that you're used to and take it mobile.
Fantastic. Now, can you comment on LTE and WiMAX? Are they competing or complementary?
So from a technology perspective, they compete because they're similar. There's advantages and disadvantages. LTE has a massive ecosystem because all the wireless carriers that we know about worldwide will be supporting that to an extent. WiMAX has the mass market piece. And it's earlier. So people that have to make a decision now are making those decisions. You've seen Sprint make the selection. You've seen KDDI in Japan make the selection. It's because they have a need to make decisions right now. And WiMAX gives you that opportunity to do that. It also is a bit more of a loose group of folks, so there's a little bit more flexibility in how you deploy it. Also, the way that the intellectual property rights are paid for are a lot smoother and flatter, so the cost for IPR is lower on this system. So it's an easy, inexpensive way for carriers to deploy wireless services.
Fantastic, Jim. This has been very insightful, and I've very much enjoyed your responses.
Very good. Thank you very much.
This has been Jim Orr with Fujitsu, and I'm Nicole Scott with BNetTV.com down here on the show floor, learning about WiMAX and LTE.
Thank you.